I want to thank everybody at home who did Think Central. I am so proud of you. Many of you did. A couple of you might have had trouble with that, and I'll talk to you at the end of our lesson today, but majority of you are plugging along. I'm so proud of you. Keep up the good work. Okay, so today we are going to continue our work with problem solving and hopefully build our fluency with multiplication and division. So again, it's the same reason we are trying to be able to solve, Abby, real life word problems that have to do with multiplication and division. Boys, when you're at a birthday party or you're planning one and you want to make sure you have enough food or treats for everybody, or you want to share with a friend, even though we're not doing a lot of that right now, you will be. So we're going to need to know these skills. Here are some of the things we talked about yesterday. We'll continue to work on again today. We want to read carefully. Look for clues so we know what operation to use, or we can use multiplication or division. Get your fingers ready because you're going to be showing me today. Want to be able to draw a picture. Use our strategies. I think we kind of forgot about the variable yesterday. So let's see if we can add that today. Who's going to remind me? Mrs. Harrison, thank you. And reflect, does our answer make sense? Is it reasonable? And labeling our units. So yesterday we looked more at 5s and we did 2s and 9s. So today I'm going to give you some problems with 3s, 4s, and 10s. So let's start with the easy one. You can use your fingers. You can use the 5s shortcut when we get to the 3s and 4s. But let's go ahead and try this one. When you know the answer, I want you to raise your hand. 7 times 10. 7 times 10. Okay, I'm going to give my friends here some time. I'm going to give my friends at home some time. What is the product of 7 times 10? Clara, what do you think?
I think it's 70.
Can you prove it?
Because 7 because
What do you have to count by?
10,
Tens, how many times?
7.
Or is there a trick you could use? Do you know it, Haley?
You can put your fingers up, and then
Well, not the 9s trick. We're doing 7 times 10.
I know, but you can go to your 7th finger, and then count the 7, and then.
So that's, I'm going to stop you because I think you're thinking of the 9s trick. So we don't know a trick for 10s except for counting by 10s, or 7 times 10, you just add a what? A 0 to 7. Remember in our video? You can just add a 0. All right, let's do the inverse. 40 divided by 10. Show me on your fingers what the quotient would be. 40 divided by 10. I'll know you know when I see the answer on your fingers. How many 10s are in 40? What times 10 equals 40? Robert, what do you think? Reese, can you unmute and tell us? I didn't hear from Robert.
It's 4 because if you count by 10s 4 times, you get 40.
Excellent. Robert was holding that up too. Good job, you guys. I like how you explained that, Reese. If you count by 10s till you get to 40, you get 4. Sawyer, can you come sit right by me? Right here. All right. This one's for you, Cooper. You ready? 3 times 4. 3 times 4. Everybody else needs to know it too. He's going to be ready to answer it. Right here. 3 times 4. Oh, I see my chat is going. That's exciting. Oh, Haley's got it figured out. Keep working on it. What strategy are you going to use? You're going to count by threes 4 times? Are you going to count by fours 3 times? You're going to use a 5 shortcut? I don't think you use the 5 shortcut unless you go backwards. But you could. You could subtract. All right, Cooper's got it. What is it, buddy? 12, he says. Give him sparkles if you agree. How do you know? You're right. 3 times 4 is 12, or 4 times 3. Oh, good, because the multiplication is repeated addition. All right, let's try division. Let's do the inverse. And we are doing 4s right now, just to give you a heads up. Let's do 16 divided by 4. How many 4s are in 16? You can show me on your fingers. All right, this time I'm up. Everybody get it? Charlie Carr, what do you have? 16 divided by 4, what would that be? He says it's 4. How do you know? So 4, 8, 12, 16. What do you get, Charlie? Excellent. All right, let's try 3 times 6. 3 times 6. See if anyone can use the 5 shortcut. 3 times 6. Sawyer's going to answer this one for me. 3 times 6. I'm going to give you a minute if you need it, but I want you to be ready. Keep working. We'll wait. You can count by 6s 3 times. You can count by 3 6 times. You could do 3 times 5 and add 3 using the 5 shortcut. Do something. Use your math spiral and pencil if you need to. 18. Give me a thumbs up. Double thumbs up if you agree. 3 times 6 is 18. How do you know?
Divide 3. If you divide 3 from 18 or 6 from 18, it's the answer. You know, because
So he's using the inverse in the opposite direction. You know that 18 divided by 3 is 6, or 18 divided by 6 is 3. Therefore, 3 times 6 must be 18. He's using it the opposite direction. Can you do that? Most of the time, people use multiplication to solve division because it seems to be a little easier, but everybody thinks a little bit differently. Nice. Let's try 18 divided by 3. 18 divided by 3. Show me on your fingers. Show me on your fingers. 18 divided by 3. Microphone answer. 6. That was an easy one. I wanted to see if you were paying attention. All right, that's our warm up, getting our brain going with these strategies. We're going to review these. So this is page 63. Go ahead and get out page 63. I really don't want you to look at all of these at one time. I wish I had the ability to do that screen like on a smartboard, but I don't. So we are going to read the first one on page 63. Emily knows that 4 times 10 equals 40. How can she use subtraction and multiples of 9, which is what I just said a minute ago, to find 4 times 9? I want you to think about it for a minute. If you know, ready, Bert? If you know 4 times 10 is 40, Can you use that information to figure out what 4 times 9 is? I'll give you a little wait time. This is a thinker. How can you use 4 times 10 equals 40 to solve 4 times 9? See some light bulbs going on. I heard it. Who's saying that? Then, okay, I'd like to see your hand next time, okay? Instead of just saying it, I'm so glad you know what to do.
Robert also has an answer.
Robert, can you unmute and share?
It's 4 times 10 minus 4 equals 36.
How do you know that?
Because I know that 4 times 9 is 36, and then
But you say you didn't know 4 times 9 is 36, right? You're supposed to not know that. You're supposed to use 4 times 10 is 40 to figure that out, right?
okay, so I know that 10 minus 4 equals 6. So then 40 minus 4 equals 36, or the number below it.
Okay, so would you say that since you know if there are 10 fours is 40, 9 fours is going to be 4 less? One group of 4 less, does everyone agree? That 9 is 1 less than 10? Is 9 1 less than 10? Can we all agree? Then if we're doing multiplication, and we know this really means 10 groups of 4, this means 9 groups of 4. I'm going backwards to help me make sense of it. So then I need 1 less group of 4. Is that what you mean, Robert? So 40 minus 4 would equal 36, and 4 times 9 equals 36? Yay. Okay, guys. So using that strategy is like the 5 strategy. It's just using what you know to help you figure out the unknown. So Emily knows 4 times 10 equals 40. How can you use that? Subtract 4 from 40, right? So then you know 40 minus 4 equals 36. Therefore, 4 times 9 equals 36. Go ahead and write that if you haven't written anything. Let's go ahead and write that down. So still write it down, Abby.
Yep, I had to bring your spiral so you can write it down. That's the first order. We just got to that.
So guys, this is some higher level thinking. If you can think about numbers this way, it really helps with your number set. It's gonna help you pull numbers apart, put them together, and kind of understand them, which I wish I learned like this when I was your age. All right, show me if you need 1 minute or 0 minutes. Got a couple ones, I'll give you another minute. Okay, Katie, keep working. I see you. Well, a minute seems forever when you stare at the clock. All right, don't panic. If you're still writing, I'm gonna move on, but it's not going anywhere. Okay, Joey knows the multiplications 5 times 4 and 4 times 4. How can he use their products to find 9 times 4? If Joey knows the answer 5 times 4 and he knows the answer to 4 times 4, but he doesn't know 9 times 4, how can he use that? And I'm not talking about the nines trick. How can he use those two answers to figure out 9 times 4? Let's just talk about this together. What would 5 times 4 equal? Let's pretend we're Joey and we know the answer. Do we know 5 times 4?
No.
I bet some of you do.
Yeah, I do.
Put your 4 fingers up. Count by 5.
20.
What is it, Haley?
20.
You do know it. See? Maybe you don't know it memorized, but you know 5 times 4 equals 20. Go ahead and write that down. And do we know what 4 times 4 is? We did it today as a warm-up.
16.
Who said that? Good memory. Anybody else remember? What is 4 times 4?
16.
16. So we know 4 times 4 equals 16. How can we find out what 9 times 4 equals? That's a thinker. What do you notice about 5 times 4 and 4 times 4 and the relationship it has with 9 times 4? Or even more importantly, what do 5 and 4 have in common with 9? When you think you know, raise your hand. I see 1, 2, 3 people, 4. What do 5 and 4 have in common with 9? Ooh, more going up. 2 hands up, 2 hands. I see you. I'm just going to give people a little more think time. It's hard, isn't it? Waiting. Oh, I see another hand. Lyric, what do you think? I'm sorry? I think you got the answer, but I want to know what you did. Let me come back to you. Evie, what do 5 and 4 have in common?
4 plus 5 equals 9.
Woo! You didn't hear Evie. She said 4 plus 5 equals 9. Correct. Therefore, what can you do, Lyric? You can add the answers or products. If 5 plus 4 equals 9, then 20 plus 16 will be 9 times 4 because we have 5 groups of 4 and 4 groups of 4. You're adding them up would equal 36. So you add the two products. Add the products. Why do we add the products? Because the two first factors equal 9 if you add them. So you can just break it apart. You're breaking it apart. 9 times 4 is really the same as 5 times 4 plus 4 times 4. Does that kind of make sense to the people who never put their hand up? Do you get it now a little bit? I hear some no's. Let me just say, if I wanted to know, let me think of another one. Say I wanted to know what what is 8 times 4? If I don't know, I could do 3 times 4 plus 5 times 4 because I know that 3 and 5, if I add them together, will equal what? 8. So it's using what you know to find out what you don't know. I know 3 times 4 is 12 and 5 times 4 is 20. So if I add these together, I would get the answer to what 8 times 4 equals. All right. All right, let's try. These are so good. I hate to not do them all, but I know time's ticking. Hannah knows that each division has a related multiplication. This one should be quick, you guys. What related multiplication fact can she use to find 18 divided by 3? Go ahead and write it on your paper. Finn, I want to see it. Come on, turn to page 63. Write the multiplication fact that is related to 18 divided by 3. Here's a hint. Maybe solve it first. How many 3s are in 18? And then maybe you can figure it out. Or use the multiplication you already know to figure it out. Do you have it written? Okay, don't say it yet. Let's give some think time. I'm going to come around and see who's got it. Oh, you got it. Look at you. Okay, I think you're on the wrong one. That should have been for number 2 and number 3. Just put an arrow so you don't have to rewrite it. What multiplication equation? Yep, number 3. So figure that out. Number 3. Figure that out and you'll be able to do the inverse, right? This one's tricky. Here's a hint. If you don't have it answered yet, solve it. Count by 3s till you get to 18. Here's another hint. You have to have 18 and 3 in your multiplication equation. Don't come up with random numbers. You know 2 of the numbers, 18 and 3. You're just missing 1. Try again. Not quite. So what's the multiplication? Not really good. What is the inverse of that? You got it. Not divided by 3. Here, you have the multiplication table. You can't count by 3s. But I bet you could count by 3s if you tried. You got to try. All right. Not 18 times 3. That's going to be too big. 18 divided by 3 first. Then what multiplication goes with that? All right, let's go ahead and try to solve 18 divided by 3. First of all, how many 3s are in 18? Let's count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And look, listen. 18. Listen to what you could do if you get lost on this. Gabe, watch. You could say 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. So if you are confused by skip counting by 3s, use your other hand to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But stop on that count by. So what should the answer be here? 6. Now, I have to take these same numbers and use the inverse. What times what equals 18? It does. There's 2 answers. Very good. I could do 6 times 3, or you might have said 3 times 6. Remember the fact families we did and we held them up and we moved around? That's the same thing. Okay, I'm going to skip down to number 6 because we can do this one quickly because I can't, my time is so going quick. Number 6, let's look at number 6 at home. I hope you can hear me. We're going to skip numbers 4 and 5 right now. George, and look at number 6 with me. George knows that 6 times 9 equals 54. How can he use the commutative property or arrays to find 9 times 6? I think everybody should know this because we've really talked a lot about it. Think about commutative property. How can you use that, the knowledge that 6 times 9 equals 54 to help you find the answer to 9 times 6? Go ahead and write your answer. Write it down, honey. Write it down, number 6, and then we'll share. know what 9 times 6 equals? You know what 9 times 6 equals? Can you write it down? You already know 6 times 9 is 54. What is 9 times 6 equal? Excellent. How do you know? Explain. Okay, boys and girls. Anybody at home want to explain this one? Mrs. Harrison, you see anybody? Ben, can you unmute and tell us?
So what I did, it says, George knows that 6 times 9 equals 54. How can he use so I know 6 times 9 equals 54. So then I switched it, and then it still equals 54.
Okay, so 9 times 6 still equals 54 because commutative property says the order of the factors does not matter, right? Does not affect the product. Right? It's going to be the same no matter what the order of the factors is. I saw most of you wrote it's flip-flop. I will take it. Did you want to add on?
I wrote that it's inverse alteration.
But it's actually commutative property. Inverse is division and multiplication being the opposite, which we did here. This number 3 was inverse. There's a lot, and we're going to learn more this week. So I hear you, but I'm glad you have that vocabulary in your thinking. All right, guys, nice job. This is all higher level thinking to help you use what you know to figure out what you don't know as we do our word problems. So quick, I'm going to go through our strategies, and then I'm going to let you do some work. All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write in your math spiral. Get out your math spiral now. You are going to write an X for multiplication or a division symbol if you think you would divide. You will notice, Finn and Josh, you will notice that there are no numbers, so we are not solving these. This is just a quick, how do we know whether to multiply or divide? We are looking for clues. We are having to visualize, just like we talked about yesterday. We don't want to just pull numbers out and stick them together and see what happens. We want to really be thinking about it. Finn, Evie, ready? So with your math spiral, so put your math workbook to the side. In your math spiral, get ready. Gavin hung his paintings in an array with blank rows and columns. How many paintings did Gavin hang? Are you going to multiply for this one or divide? Usually I only tell you, you might have 4 operations to choose from. I'm at least telling you you're going to multiply or divide. Which one do you think you're going to do? Show me. Write it in your math spiral. Hold it up. Okay. I see you, Marin. Good job, Sunny. Thank you, Charlie. Lyrics ready. Max is with me. Haley, I'd love to see that you have decided whether to multiply or divide. Fingers work. If you'd rather do your fingers, show me the multiplication sign or the division sign. All right. Here's what I want you to do. If you think multiplication, stand up. If you think division, sit down. I mean, everybody sit down. Everybody sit down. If you think division, stand up. Okay. I am going to then ask August. Did you said multiplication, right? Oh, I thought you weren't standing. Abby? You could just use your fingers. Abby, what do you think? Everybody can sit down now.
So
You said multiplication? Why?
I said multiplication because Gavin hung his painting. How many paintings did Gavin hang? Because they're trying to tell you more than less. So it's multiplication because it says how many paintings did Gavin hang.
So we don't know, right? We don't know a total amount. When we are looking for a total, we're multiplying. We have repeated addition because no matter what the numbers are, if it's 2 rows with 8 columns, if it's 4 rows with 5 columns, you're still going to be adding those up repeatedly or multiplying, right? You don't know the total. You're not breaking them into groups. You already have them in groups and you're trying to find out how many there are all together. Thank you, Abby. If you said multiplication, good job. Pat yourself on the back. Number 2, Evie has blank soccer practices each week. How many practices will she have after blank weeks? She has blank soccer practices each week. How many practices will she have after blank weeks? Again, the numbers don't matter. I want you to visualize this. Multiplication or division, write it on your board, show me on your fingers. And then because my eyes are so bad, I'm going to ask you to stand up. All right. If you think, show Mrs. Harrison at home whether you think it's multiplication or division. Stand up if you think it's multiplication. Okay. Multiplication. Stand up if you think it's division. All right, August, tell me what you said and why. Everybody sit down. What do you think it is? Okay, well, we don't want an answer. We want to know if it's multiplication or division. There are no numbers. Do you think it's multiplication or division? You're right. Why is it multiplication, August? Yeah, we don't know how many practices. We don't know the total. Again, we don't know the total. We're trying to figure it out. If she has 2 practices each week, and I want to know how many she has after 3 weeks, it's going to be 2 times 3 equals 6. All right, but you got 2 more, guys. Finn has blank items to put in bags. If he puts blank items in each bag, how many bags does he need? Multiplication or division? He has blank bags or blank items to put in bags. If he puts blank items in each bag, how many bags does he need? Multiplication or division? Stand up if you think it's multiplication. Okay, sit down, stand up if you think it's division. All right, Lucas, what do you think and why? You can all sit down, but Lucas can tell us. You're right. It is division. Excellent. We already know how many items he has, right? Whether it's 50, 25, 12, we already know. Finn has blank items. Can you visualize him dividing them up into bags? One in this bag, one in this bag, one in this bag. No matter how many there are, you're dividing them up. Good job, Lucas. All right, last but not least, Charlie has blank seashells in his collection. He displayed the seashells in blank rows with the same number of seashells in each row. How many seashells are in each row? Multiplication or division? Do we know the total? If we know the total amount, then it's division. If we're looking for the total, it's multiplication. Try to visualize what is happening. Anybody at home want to share? All right, Jensen, what are you thinking?
I think it's division.
Give him a thumbs up if you agree. He says division. If your thumb is up, pat yourself on the back. Your brain is thinking. You're right. Why is it division, Jensen?
Because he knows how much seashells he has.
Yeah, we already know. He might have 50. He might have 45. And he's dividing them up into what?
Into
rows. Very nice. Good job, everybody. That was hard. You are thinking. Here are those problem-solving strategies I want you to use. We're going to work on a couple problems here in a minute. I want you to read carefully. Look for those clues that we just talked about. Multiplication, you're looking for, oh, I love when it does that. You're looking for a total. You do not know the total amount. It's repeated addition. Division, you know the total amount. You are finding the number of groups or the number in each group. You are giving out equal shares or breaking up the total. You can use arrays, quick arrays, equal shares drawings, circles or dots to figure out what the answer is. Write your equations, solve it with all those little tricks we just talked about. Be sure to reflect. Does your answer make sense? And label your unit. You got to use those fingers. Don't be ashamed. We're still learning how to count by 3s and 4s. Do the 9s trick. Use the 10s trick, the shortcut with the 5s. Use them, use them, use them. And you're going to work on page 64. I want to see if you can do number 7 and number 8. Okay, see if you can get through number 7 and 8. I would love breakout rooms of 2 or 3, Mrs. Harrison. Either one is fine. And my group here, you're going to work with the person next to you. So Marin and Paxton and Cooper and Elena, Sawyer and Cernay. Okay. And then I will keep. Why don't we do Derek and Josh, and then you two can be part of it, or you know, okay, so which one? Were you part of it last night? If you want to do Josh today. And Derek, why don't you come work with Charlie? And you two can work. Who needs a partner? If you need help with the reading, let me know. Okay, guys, if you have finished, keep working. Go on to the next one. I am so impressed with how quickly you guys are catching on with it. Don't forget the labels. I see some people who got their labels. Good job.
I'm still doing labels and I don't we don't know. And it's 27. I need 21.
A lot of equal shares going. Awesome stuff. Make sure you label. Okay. Okay. Can you give them 2 more minutes? I'll tell them 2 more minutes. Yeah.
I know they
Woo. Okay. Welcome back. Okay, I'm just going to go over a few of these real quick without teaching it. I just want to hear the answer. So, Abby, what did you and your partner get for number 7? What was your equation?
32 divided by 4 equals 8.
Okay. If you agree, give them a thumbs up. I hope your thumb is up because she was right.
All my friends at home, I need
Thumbs up at home if you agree with that. Ellie, what did you and your partner come up with for number 8?
6 times 3 equals 18.
Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs up at home if you agree. If you agree, you were right. Okay, I'm going to do one more because a lot of people went ahead. Elena. Number 9. Okay, so a couple people finished all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just write this. This had hidden information. A lot of kiddos didn't know how many days were in a week, but they thought 5 for the school week and 7 for the regular. So we had to just, yeah, they didn't clarify that. And then Ruel, 36, you should have gotten. So I did not expect you to do all of that, but we all work at different, paces, so that was fine. Show me how you did with today's work. How are you feeling? How did you do? A couple middle? I have to say, I'm feeling pretty excited.
I don't have anything down though.
No down. Okay.
Problem to you.
Not right now, okay, honey, but I would love to hear it. So how about aftermath? Just so I can get going. Okay, guys, so here's what I'd like to do in our remaining time. I think if you have your thumb up, or even sideways that you must be, oh, let me get you guys listening. You must finally be using some of these strategies that we have been talking about. I think everyone is. As I go around and see, I saw, oh my gosh, I was so proud of you guys. You were labeling your units, you were using equal shares drawings, you were thinking about why. Some of you said, but we don't know the total. And somebody else said, we know the total. So we're going to divide. And you were looking for clues that you were visualizing. So I was really impressed. So here's what you're going to do. For your exit ticket, you are going to explain the problem-solving strategies you use when solving a multiplication or division word problem. Now, there are many. This does not have one right answer. It could be, you might give me 5 strategies you use. You might say, well, I read the problem, I visual, I do this, I do that, I draw a picture. It can be many things. What made you successful today? What did you use? What strategy or strategies did you use? Or could you use, you wish you would have used to be more successful? Okay, so it's kind of open-ended. There's not like one right answer. But what are some of the problem-solving strategies we've talked about, we've been practicing, and that we are using? Any questions about this exit ticket? Anybody have a question? Now, if you are remote, here's what I want to show you. And Leo, watch carefully. When you go to your classwork and you are on the assignment, okay? So today's assignment is Building Fluency, lesson 1.14. When you click on it and you click on your exit ticket, you do not need to share it with me. Do not share it with me. You're going to write your answer or type your answer. Type, right? And then you don't need to share it. You're going to go back to your classwork assignment and you're going to turn it in there. And then I will get a copy of it. But you do not need to share. Okay? Katie, you have a question? Go ahead, Katie. I didn't hear that, Katie. Okay. And she's gone. Anybody else have a question? If you are at home, once you finish your exit ticket, and I see you, Ben, I would like you to work a few minutes on Think Central. Ben, did you have a question?
Hi. No, I was putting my thumb down because I didn't have any questions.
Okay. All right, guys. I can't wait to see your exit ticket.
Bye.
Don't forget to work on Think Central. Robert, did you have a question?
Bye-bye.
Katie, I see you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute so I can